My wife's affair was a secret my daughters kept for years. Now that I know, I'm divorcing her. But what about them? They said they didn't want to break up the family. But I can't shake the feeling they chose her over me. Hello Reddit I plus here. I had always prided myself on being a good father, a devoted husband, a man who put his family first. But nothing could have prepared me for the betrayal that came, not just from my wife, but from my own daughters. It started with an anonymous letter. No name, no return address. Just a few printed words that shattered my world. Your wife has been having an affair for years. Your daughters knew. At first I thought it was some cruel prank. My wife Sophia and I had been married for 20 years. We had built a life together, raised two beautiful daughters, Madeline, 18, and Lily, 16. I had never suspected a thing. But once doubt takes root, it's impossible to ignore. I started noticing the way Sophia's phone was always face down, the way she tensed when I walked into the room while she was texting, the late nights she justified with flimsy excuses. Then I made the worst decision of my life. I confronted my daughters first. Madeline refused to meet my eyes. Lily just burst into tears, and that told me everything I needed to know. Tell me the truth, I said, my voice shaking. Lily sobbed. Dad, we didn't want to hurt you. And then it all came out. Sophia had been seeing another man, one of my former colleagues, someone I had invited into my home. The affair had been going on for 5 years. 5. My daughters had found out 2 years ago but never told me because they didn't want to break up the family. I remember feeling nothing at first. Like my heart had shut down to keep me from breaking apart. You chose her over me, I whispered. You protected her. Madeline burst out. Dad, no, we love you, But I had heard enough. I left that night. Sophia begged me to reconsider. It was a mistake, she sobbed. I ended it months ago. I love you. Please, don't do this. But she wasn't sorry for cheating. She was sorry for getting caught. I filed for divorce the next day. Court was cold, unforgiving. A judge dividing up 2 decades of my life into legal terms and asset sheets. Sophia cried through the proceedings, but I didn't care. The only thing that mattered was my daughters. But they had made their choice. They stayed with their mother. And it broke me. At first, my daughters tried to act like nothing had changed. They sent me texts, tried to arrange visits, but I couldn't bring myself to see them. Every message felt like a fresh wound. I ignored birthdays. I didn't show up for Madeline's high school graduation. When Lily reached out, saying she missed me, I left her on red. I told myself they had betrayed me. They had made their choice, just like their mother had. But then, I got another call. This time, from my ex-wife. Lily won't leave her room, she said, her voice shaking. She won't eat. She won't talk to me. She says she ruined everything. Guilt twisted in my gut. I drove over that night. When I knocked on Lily's bedroom door, she didn't answer. But when I stepped inside, I saw her curled up on her bed, a shell of the daughter I once knew. Lily, I said softly. She lifted her tear-streaked face, and for the first time in months, I saw the little girl who used to run into my arms. I thought you hated me, she whispered. I sat down beside her, my heart aching. I was hurt. But I never stopped loving you. She broke down, clinging to me like she was afraid I'd disappear. I should have told you. I held her tight. We can't change the past. But I'm here now. Madeline showed up at my doorstep a week later, tears in her eyes, asking for a second chance. And for the first time in a long time, I let my family back in. But not Sophia. She lost me forever, and no amount of regret would change that.